Leslie Pietrzyk's collection of short stories, This Angel on My Chest, published in 2015, is deeply rooted in the author's personal experience of a tragic loss in her early life, the sudden death of her first husband at the age of 37. The stories in this collection use this profound tragedy as a starting point, exploring the experiences of various young women who find themselves in similar circumstances. Each story delves into their journeys through shock, grief, anger, coping mechanisms, and eventual recovery. The stories in the collection vary in tone, length, and form. Some are traditional prose narratives, while others experiment with unconventional structures such as lists, multiple-choice quizzes, multimedia presentations, and classroom lectures on creative writing. Leslie Pietrzyk's work received critical acclaim and even won the 2015 Drew Hines Literature Prize, an esteemed award for short fiction judged by renowned short story writer Jill McCorkle. The first story in the collection, 10 Things, is presented as a list detailing 10 memories related to the narrator's deceased husband and the jokes they used to share. The irony of these memories, particularly one about the husband's early death, adds poignancy to the narrative. In Acquiescence, a brief piece of microfiction, a woman flies alongside her husband's body to his funeral and expresses concern to her mother-in-law that he may have been buried upside down, leading to a moment of tension and remorse. A quiz takes the form of a multiple-choice Quizlet in which a recently widowed woman contemplates how to react in everyday situations. She consistently chooses socially unacceptable responses that burden others with her grief. Heat revolves around the widow's newfound freedom to control the thermostat after her husband's death, reflecting on their past disagreements over temperature preferences. In a Dream is a discursive and digressive story recounting a memorable vacation taken by a young wife and husband in Nogales, Mexico, with vivid memories contrasting with the widow's current state of grief. One art is accompanied by a YouTube video of Pietrzyk performing as the character, reading her story as if sharing her experiences at a storytelling event. Do You Believe in Ghosts? Is a more traditional narrative in which a widow discusses past infidelities with an unnamed person in a bar. Slut explores the complex emotions of a widow on her first date years after her husband's death, complicated further when she realizes her date is her late husband's brother. I Am the Widow portrays the rage and insensitivity that often accompanies grief, as a woman lashes out at her family and friends during her husband's funeral. One True Thing is a lecture by Vanessa, whose husband unexpectedly died 9 weeks earlier, delivered at a writer's retreat about the concept of point of view. She describes his death from various narrative perspectives, implicating the writers and the audience who knew him. Someone in Nebraska tells the story of a widow who seeks solace from a bartender who survived a heart attack and had a near-death experience, offering comfort that her husband may have encountered loved ones after death. What I Could Buy explores the widow's contemplation of what her husband's life insurance money could purchase, highlighting the cold reality that monetary compensation doesn't aid in her healing. Truth-telling for adults takes place in a classroom setting, where Jinx, a widow, encourages her students to explore the difference between honesty and truth through their memoirs. The story is self-referential, reflecting on the emotional range of grief. Chapter 10, An Index of Food, Draft, presents a book proposal in the form of an assembly by the narrator for her editor. Each food item evokes memories of shared moments with her now-deceased husband. The circle depicts the later stages of grief as a newly widowed woman joins a support group for bereaved spouses, experiencing raw pain that differs from the more subdued emotions of the group's other members. The collection concludes with the present tense, in which the narrator navigates the complexities of remarrying after her husband's death, balancing the honoring of her late husband's memory with embracing a new love. This story appears to be closely autobiographical, as the second husband shares the same name as Pietrzyk's own current spouse. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.